What up, YouTube? It's your boy Dan, a Lakers fan, and I'm coming to you guys about 16 and a half hours before the trade deadline. So I wanted to make this video because I've been talking to a lot of fans on Twitter. I've been talking to a lot of Laker fans, fellow Laker fans of mine. We've been talking trade deadline, guys. It's getting really exciting. Mr. Magic Johnson is pulling. I feel like he's ready to pull the big one, guys. I think PG-13 is coming to LA, unless Larry Bird asks for both D'Angelo and Brandon Ingram. That'd be a little too much, and I'm sure Magic's not that dumb to pull the trigger on that. But I have three different trade packages I would offer Larry Bird that I think he has a high chance of pulling the trigger on either one of them. I'll tell you guys right before I end this video. But let me start off by saying that a lot of people have been hating on the Lou Williams trade. And guys, you guys are losing sight and focus of what's important here. Now, it's not a guarantee that we land Paul George. The initial plan for Irvin was that we were gonna tank, right? And it's smart because we have a top 3 protected pick, and if we lose it this year, we also lose it in 2019. So we'd be losing 2 first-round picks for the price of 1. Now, here's the key, guys. We traded Lou Williams away because he was giving us a better shot at winning games this season. This season is over. There's 24 games left, and there's no way we were gonna make the playoffs. All right, not even with Lou Williams. Now, the key is that we traded Lou Williams not away for just Corey Brewer. People are saying we got ripped off. Look, what did you expect? All right. Teams, after watching the robbery that happened with DeMarcus Cousins, weren't offering a lot. So I'm sure Magic Johnson got the best trade on the table. All right. Now here's the thing. Corey Brewer's contract comes off in 2018. This was a crucial thing about this trade because he can play his role till then, and if we like him, we can re-sign him back. If not, perfectly clear cap. That's when all the free agents, Russell Westbrook comes off, Paul George, DeMarcus Cousins. That's when we need the cap space. So they did this move strategically, right? Because Lou Williams was coming off not this summer, but the summer after that as well. So, like I said, Corey Brewer is just here to play a role, maybe mentor our young players, and Lou Williams was traded to clear time and to be able to develop the young players like Clarkson and Russell, because Lou Williams was the type that you gave him the ball and everybody get out of my way. All right. So we accomplished 3 things by trading away Lou Williams. All right. We got a first round pick, which is a major asset, guys. It's a major asset in the new collective bargaining agreement. If you think about it, picks are now worth more because they made a new rule where you can send your picks to the D League and develop them there, and still they won't be taking up roster spaces. So now teams won't feel inclined to cut the young player and develop them, and if they become something special, you can add them to your roster when you need them. So now even second round picks are worth more. So I'm sure we got the best deal. We got a mid 20s pick, around the 25s, 26, 27, around there. Who knows? You never know. What if they get on a losing streak and we end up getting like the 23rd or 22nd pick? You never know, guys. But the Lakers have proven themselves to draft late in the draft. I mean, we got Clarkson with number 46 pick. We got Larry Nance Jr. with 27. And we got Ivica Zubac with number 32 last year, I believe. So we have a great scout in Jerry West's son, Ryan West. And I believe and that this draft pick is valuable, just like Larry Nance turned valuable and Jordan Clarkson did. So we added another asset that, by the way, we can also use in a trade chip, right? For example, this new Paul George trade rumor, guys. Magic is working his magic. He's on the phones more aggressive than Mitch and Jim have been in 4 years. He's has accomplished more in 2 days than Mitch and Jim has in 4 years. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but we weren't hearing a lot of rumors from Mitch and Jim. I know they're discreet people, but still, you tend to hear these rumors. We weren't hearing a lot of trade deadline rumors from Mitch and Jim other than that DeMarcus Cousins one. And as soon as Magic took over, all of a sudden teams started pouring in, calling. Now, maybe this could be the fact that they want to take advantage of a brand new operations manager, basketball ops manager, or a brand new GM. But Magic didn't get fooled. I mean, this was a good trade for us. We accomplished 3 things, like I already mentioned. And now the young players can develop, which is the bottom line, guys. And we have a higher chance of keeping our pick. Now, moving on to the rumors of today, guys. I'm so stoked because I hope we get Paul George. This would be huge for us. And let me tell you why. This would be huge on many different levels. Don't just think the immediate impact that Paul George would bring to the team, because that's irrelevant. This season is over with. All right, don't be afraid that he'll leave us like Dwight Howard. That guy was a coward. Paul George is from LA and he loves it here. And I'm sure he would stay. The money talks, guys. We'd be able to offer him more than any other team on top of that, right? With the new collective bargaining agreement. But we have to trade for him first. And another thing is that imagine how free agents would look at us if Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak couldn't pull off a trade in 4 years and couldn't sign any major free agents. Their biggest acquisitions were Mozgov and Luol Deng. And then here comes Mr. Magic with all this promise, all this hype behind him, and he delivers on his second day or third day on the job. That would be amazing, guys, for free agent recruiting. Like, now we have Paul George, and let's say we keep another young player, because I'm going to tell you, I have 3 proposals that will still leave us with assets on the team and land us Paul George. I'm sure it'll work out. I'm sure Magic is on the same tip, because Magic is a smart basketball mind. All right, so it would look great, guys, for free agency recruiting. That's the number one thing why you want to get Paul George. On top of that, you have your franchise player, somebody you can build around, a real franchise player. We have young prospects on the team, and who knows, maybe 1 or 2 of them will become stars, or maybe all of them, or maybe none of them. It's a 50-50 in this league. Nothing's guaranteed, guys. So, if you trade like 2 of them, 2 young players, or 3 maximum for Paul George, it depends what 3, but I'm going to tell you my combinations. I'd still do it because Paul George is guaranteed to help you recruit in free agency. So now you add Paul George, and then, who knows, maybe Blake Griffin will look to come to the Lakers. I'm not a big fan of Blake Griffin. I don't see how he would fit. We have enough power forwards right now. Got you. But there's other free agents coming in 2018. And Paul George could play here, and we can extend Paul George in 2018, and then he can help us recruit, right? And we can build our own dynasty, guys, from the ground. I mean, there's great free agents coming in 2018. And if you guys notice that Corey Brewer contract, it's over in 2018. So here's my proposals to Mr. Larry Bird to land the big fish. And I think if Magic Johnson proposes a similar package to what I'm about to propose, I think the deal gets done, guys. Because the trade value for stars has went down. And I'll tell you why. Trade value for stars has went down because of the new CBA. They're going to have to pay him big time. I'm not sure if Indiana's the franchise, the type of team that'll overpay for a all-star like Paul George, because he's not really a superstar. He doesn't impact the game night in and night out on both ends of the court and makes his teammates better. If not, Indiana would be in playoff contention. He's a great all-star, and he's a start to build your team around. But they have Miles Turner. I think they prefer to build it around him, believe it or not. I don't know why. I love Paul George. I will build around him all day. But I think Indiana doesn't want to pay Paul George that max contract, kind of like DeMarcus Cousins situation. So they're looking for young assets, maybe draft picks, and players on rookie contracts. That's why I think Brandon Ingram is somebody they're targeting. And if we okay Brandon Ingram, I think it'll happen. But my first package, my preferable package, enough with the babbling, my preferable package for Mr. PG-13, Paul George, the heir apparent to Kobe. My package number 1, I have 3 packages. Jordan Clarkson, now hear me out, bear with me. Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, and the first round pick we got from James Harden. Now this works for both sides, let me tell you why. All right. And if we have to throw in a filler, a role player just to match contracts, we'll throw it in. That's fine. This works for both teams. I'll tell you why it works for the Lakers. For the Lakers, it works because we still have D'Angelo Russell. This is the best trade package for us. We still have D'Angelo Russell and Brandon Ingram. And our starting lineup will look like this. D'Angelo at the 1. Paul George at the 2. Brandon Ingram at the 3. And Larry Nance Jr., who I think is a very capable starter and plays defense and hustles, plays hard, plays his role at the 4. And Ivica Zubac, who I think eventually will rise to the 5 unless we get a more established center from here to there. But that is a promising starting 5, guys, because you have a superstar to lead the charge, and you got 2 young prospects that can learn from him and learn how to lead, especially D'Angelo. And off the bench, I mean, we'd have to rebuild the bench, but at power forward and center, we have Thomas Robinson, who we're underutilizing. He was playing great for us when Julius and when Larry Nance got injured. And Tariq Black, who I think both of them play together. We'd still have them off the bench, and we can add players to that in free agency. This summer, what we can do is add role players, and the next summer we could add stars. So that would be a great trade package for us, the one I prefer, and I think it could get it done because, I mean, Larry Bird, think about it. You get a young player on an affordable contract like Jordan Clarkson. You get a prospect, a high prospect, Julius Randle, who's great. If he ever develops a right hand, he'll be great. And if he could develop that mid-range jump shot, he'll be amazing. All right, guys. So you have two young prospects. You get the first round pick, which, like I said earlier in the video, is a very valuable asset in the new CBA. And then you can build all that and add it to Miles Turner, and then build through the draft. That would be perfect for Larry Bird, who I think is now rebuilding. That's why he put Paul George on the trade market. Anyways, if that doesn't get it done, trade number 2 hurts a little bit more, guys. Brandon Ingram. Now, would you guys trade Brandon Ingram for Paul George straight up? I wouldn't. Here's why. Because Brandon Ingram has a lot of potential, but like I said, 50-50, guys. In this league, it's not guaranteed. A lot of people, when he came into the league, said Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, when he first came into the league, he was a scoring champ coming out of Texas. He was a beast, guys. He was averaging like 30 points a game. He was super aggressive. I don't see that killer mentality in Brandon Ingram. Now, I'm not saying that can't change, but he needs to be more aggressive, guys. And I love Brandon Ingram. He's an all-around player. But my ceiling for him has gone from what people were saying was Kevin Durant to like maybe like a Rudy Gay or a Trevor Ariza. Honestly, just based on his aggression. Now, that can change. He can develop a killer mentality. He can get better, you know. He's raw. He's young. He can add muscle and become more confident. Yes, it's all. But you getting a for sure commodity like Paul George, who you can build around and you can use to promote to free agents and tell them how serious you are and how quickly you landed a star and how you can continue to build around them. I mean, it would be amazing if we landed Paul George in so many different levels, guys. And that's why I would do Brandon Ingram, and that my second package is Brandon Ingram, Houston's pick, and then whatever it takes, like Nick Young, just to match contracts with Paul George. I would do that. That would be probably the hardest package. My third package is hard as well, but it's something that I'm willing to do. It's like my desperate trade. I will do D'Angelo Russell. I'd hate to give him up because, like I said, we need a floor general, somebody could lead the team, and I think he's going to develop. I think he's going to get better. I think fans are too hard on him, but now that Lou Williams is gone, I think you'll see him step up and be more like last year when he was, when he had a chip on his shoulder because of all the stuff that happened. So, but I would trade D'Angelo for Paul George. I really would. D'Angelo, all right. I trade. This is like my Godfather offer. D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle, and the pick. That's the Godfather offer. You get somebody who's going to become probably an all-star in D'Angelo, even though a lot of people won't agree with me. And you'll get Julius Randle, like I said. If he ever develops that right hand, he's going to be a problem in the league. And that baby jump shot is already getting better. So that would be my Godfather offer. But I will still do it for Paul George. And like I said, the assets that remain on the team, if we traded D'Angelo, we just place Jordan Clarkson at the point guard. Hopefully we draft another point guard or trade for one or something. But we got to build around Paul George. If not, guys, if this deal doesn't get done, I wouldn't be bummed. I'm still happy with what Magic has done. I mean, this whole change of front office was probably the best thing that could have happened. Didn't matter that we didn't. I mean, it matters that we didn't land DeMarcus, but it eased the pain big time, at least for me. I don't know how you guys feel. I'm sorry for the voice, guys. I'm a little under the weather. But I'm wearing my Lakers lucky jacket, guys. Hopefully, we get a trade for Paul George. I'm telling you guys, it would be the start of something amazing. Paul George reminds me a lot of a young Kobe Bryant. He hasn't matured all the way and hasn't developed that killer instinct yet. But, hey, if Kobe comes back to mentor him, that would be insane, guys. He's an LA kid. I always loved him. I would love him in purple and gold. And it's always better to make the deal while it's on the table than have to wait in free agency and have him either re-sign with the Pacers or bolt somewhere else. Situations change, guys. That's my opinion, guys. It's been a great trade deadline for me. I mean, I'm happy we traded Lou away. I'm happy that Magic Johnson's being super aggressive and showing us that there's going to be changes here in LA. And not only that, one thing I failed to mention is the trade, send a big-time message to the young kids. If you don't step up, you're out of here. Guys who are being lackadaisical and lazy, like D'Angelo, Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, send a huge message to them, like, hey, your job's not safe anytime. Lou Williams was the best player on our team, and he didn't fit what we're doing, so we traded him. If you don't fit what we're doing, you're out as well. Anyways, guys, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you guys thought about my 3 trade proposals for Paul George, and just pray to God that something gets done, guys. Either way, I'm happy. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll hit you guys after the trade deadline. See what happens, guys.